Greetings, everybody. I'm Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I'm the founder of the Circle of Grace One. I'm also affiliated with Resident Essentials, Esoteric School of Metaphysics here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, located at 2703 Broadbent Parkway Northeast, Suite J, and our zip code in that area is 87107. So I didn't get a chance to go live today. Had a lot of things going on in my personal life. I'm okay, just checking in on family members. So there was a lot of work to be done. I needed a little more time to meditate, and I decided to come forth with a special meditation. You may have seen this meditation done in a way that may have been affiliated a long time ago with Summit University, which is the Elizabeth Clare Prophet's technique, but this is not her particular technique that I'm using. I've developed my own, and I'm using something called the three eternal flames or the three infinite flames of light. Today's podcast will be titled Use These Three Flames to Shape Your New Reality. Use these three flames to shape your new reality. And this is for Clear Blue Radiance. This is my weekly podcast. I'm normally on during the daytime, but I felt this need to come forward in the evening time. Interesting, we've had some double digits. I came out of meditation at 9:11 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm starting this right now at 9:49 p.m. Mountain Time. So it's very interesting, right? Now, what I want you to realize is that, I've been doing podcasting for a long time. This is podcast number 239. That means I've been podcasting live or recorded for Resident Essentials. This is approximately 4.5 years, almost 5 years, that I've been podcasting on the Resident Essentials YouTube channel, as well as my own in a certain way. So I'm sharing this out to Resident Essentials YouTube channel, which is at Resident Essentials 4314. And then on the Circle of Grace One YouTube channel, you go to YouTube, place into the search bar the at symbol, and then capital C, lowercase IRCLEOF, capital G, RACE 1, or just write it all out in lowercase letters, but have the number one at the end of the word grace. And so I've been podcasting, I've been doing this work, spiritual counselor for over 40, 45 years. I've been a meditation teacher for an extremely long time. I began meditating in 1971 through a non-student on campus of the college where I was a freshman at. And then later, after graduating from college, I started to share what I was learning through meditation. And that was mainly working with silent meditation. But at that time, we weren't talking about anything dealing with what was known as the higher self. We were just seeking internal peace and peace in the brain, peace in the body, peace in our life. So that's basically what we were doing back in those days, and that's back in the 1970s. Now, since then, I have created or developed my own creative pathwork meditation series, which is well over 350 plus meditations. Some of them have been channeled. Some were put in audio cassette back in the day in the 1970s, early 80s, 1990s, year 2000 up to 2001. Since then, some have been recorded live. Some have been also placed in certain books that I've written. So, and I've written about 7 books. So, what are we going to do today? I'm going to tell you briefly, so I don't take up all of your time. I'm going to tell you briefly what this is truly about. And then I'm going to let you know what the three flames, infinite flames, are, what they represent, and then I'm going to take you in to a guided meditation. Now, this is needed. Meditation is needed all the time. And what we have to realize is with all the things that are going on in the world, especially here in the USA, down in South America, Central America, up in Canada, but especially here in North America, we know that people are going through a lot of changes. A lot of changes are happening globally at the same time. So it's my goal to keep meditation at the forefront of my teachings so that you could get more mileage out of the lesson and also apply the teachings to your life as well as apply meditation every day. So let us realize that we sense things, we are observant of our surroundings and should be. We learn to speak and act from a place of peace. That's essential. We have to do this from an eternal place of peace. Now, it's often hard because many of us have been what? Fractured, or we say broken. We've gone through situations in our life where the heart energetically was broken, where we were hurt, either by a life partner, life mate, friend, sibling, parent, grandparent, neighbors, people you don't even know, and world events. When we say broken or fractured, what that means is that we don't feel taped up. We have certain bandages that we place on our emotions and on our mind. Of course, just like we get a cut on the physical body, right? We wrap it, we have rashes, we go through tons of things. But we're finding a way to fix ourselves up so we can come back into the framework of wholeness for ourselves. And so, in order to do that, even while we are working on healing ourselves, maybe getting together with other people to help us to heal, even while we're doing that, we have to move forward nonetheless. And we have to continue to heal ourselves with self love and feed ourselves from the heart, which is our true center of being and our true center of wellness. For many of you who have studied the tree of life, known as the Kabbalah, the heart is known as the sun. The sun is in the center, and it's at the point where the lower triangles meet in the heart with the upper triangle. And there is a triangle that points down that is known as the higher self, the journey of the higher self. So I want you to be aware of that if you were ever studying the tree of life and the three pillars that are there and the 22 pathways that are there and the 10 Zephyros, or the planets as they call them. So these things are comprised around us and in us. And it is a way for us to achieve peace, harmony, and happiness, to be able to realize we are not just flesh, bone, blood, nerves, tendons, nails, and hair, and teeth. We are not that. We are truly a spirit housing, the spirit is being the host. And who is the host within us? It is truly our higher self. That is the host, not the physical being walking on the planet, but the higher self. The higher self holds on, contains infinite wisdom, higher consciousness. From lifetime to lifetime, it just keeps going. I mentioned not too long ago that the soul is like the aura for the higher self. The soul goes through all these different worlds and galaxies and things, but the higher self is right there. The higher self is dictating the path for the soul, which is that other part of you to go through. So your soul is like the aura. It accumulates. Your aura accumulates your words, your actions, your deeds, other impressions coming from outside of you, from loved ones, family members, friends, associates, business associates, neighbors, strangers, life, Gaia. It's We're accumulating all these things all the time. And so along the way, we've been fractured different times or broken. Along the way, we have this huge matrix field of energy. The word matrix is Latin for womb. So I'm not talking about the computerized matrix that the 1% tries to place upon you, but I'm talking about the more organic part of you, the part of you where you remember the divine presence of divine feminine, divine masculine energy, where you begin to remember the yin and the yang energy, where you remember the two or three pillars that you could tune into, and the middle pillar is yourself. Your heart sits on that. Your pineal gland sits on that. Your pituitary gland sits on that. All the chakras are on top of that, and you're experiencing these things. Now, one of the things that we have to realize, we have the heart as our own personal sun. This is where we get to achieve and receive and elevate ourselves and also repeat various lessons that we remember that we're putting up with or going through. This is the point of compassion. Spirit of compassion is in your heart center or heart chakra. The chakra is a Hindu word for wheel of light. Okay, so these wheels that you have turning on your spine, through your spine, represent the sympathetic nerve system, and that is an ideal way to attain higher consciousness if you can follow the path strategically for yourself. Also, it's the spirit of unconditional love and self respect. It is the spirit of understanding. It is the spirit of true light and wisdom, true seat of knowing. It is the intuitive nature that is infinite, and it's the divine grace factor that we all have in our life. Now, people say, I've said this before, people used to say, the elders, I remember hearing it when I was a young boy in church with my parents, a Baptist church. I've heard it in Episcopalian churches, and I've heard it in Pentecostalist churches. The people would approach themselves, the elder men and women, and they would say, "Oh, brother so and so, oh, sister so and so, how are you doing?" And what was the common answer? "I am blessed and highly favored." Well, guess what? Everybody is blessed and highly favored, not just a few. Sometimes when we hear that, we think, oh, there's this group over here. They're the only ones that can achieve that. And the bulk of the masses over here can't. Well, here's the deal. You can. You do it in increments every day of your life. We all do it. Sometimes we need to sit in silence to receive it. That's right, not have a radio on, not have the TV on. Like I spent most of today, I was on my phone off and on. I was off on and off on my computer, but I didn't have the TV set on. Why? Because I needed more silence to be here in my residence than a constant clicking and clacking of electronics going on, especially being glued to a TV set. That's very easy to do, right? We watch sports on there. You can watch sports now on your phone live. There's a myriad opportunity where you can see all these things to entertain yourself. But I try to use it to find documentaries because that's very important. I can see some documentaries, but even when you're looking at documentaries, some of them have been altered slightly. So this is why it's important for us to continue to meditate every day. The more we can meditate, the more we will prosper, the more we can free the mind, more sovereignty that we can experience within ourselves and not rely on too much of the material world or the negative things. This is also important that we understand that the heart chakra is the sea of grace, of divine grace. It is the chamber, the silent chamber. We have to learn how to visualize things and envision energy that already exists within the greater realm of our consciousness. Higher consciousness can be attained at any time. There's no such thing as that we cannot attain higher consciousness. Now, we see in the world that sometimes there are people who are not interested in higher consciousness. They're interested in lower level consciousness, low vibrational energy that they have on the inside of them, therefore releasing low frequencies. That's where you see rape. That's where you see violence. That's where you see this child sex trafficking thing that's going on in the world that has been going on like forever. Okay, and you see people drinking and you see people drugging, and people can't get over those addictions. People have sexual addictions; they can't get over that either. And so what we find is low self-esteem, no amount of self-respect that a person should have for themselves, for their loved ones, their neighbors. And so they're constantly fighting through this all the time. And yes, constantly being fractured, if not broken again. When a person is fully broken, that's when one gives up. When a person is fully broken, that's where one falls into states of depression. They start to drink a lot. They start to smoke a lot. You know, the what they call medicinal marijuana today. Back then, it wasn't medicinal. Hashish, yeah, was going alive and well. You know, so these things help keep us in a low frequency. And eventually, you have to fight off those things. You have to fight off the lower frequencies, the lower vibrations around you, so that you could blossom like a plant. Come up out of the earth, germinating out of the seeds, coming up as the stem, and then begin to unfold and sprout out leaves, right? And then sprout out the petals themselves, and then open up so that the bees and the flies and the other insects can partake of the nectar, huh? So that the butterflies can partake of the nectar. We have to open ourselves up to receive the nectar of life, to receive the sweetness of life. But in order to do so, we must become our higher self again and not relinquish it, not give it away, not sell it. Become our higher self again. And so that is the brief synopsis of this text, of this podcast that's recorded. So you can replay it over and over. You will find it on Resident Essentials YouTube channel. You'll find a link to it on the Resident Essentials group page. You'll also find it on my Circle of Grace 1 YouTube channel. So let me get into and describe these three flames. I want you to focus on being your higher self first. Your higher self can look just like you, could have your eyes, have some of your features, can be taller, shorter, older, younger, or more expressive, more expansive. It is infinite. It's not limited, okay? So I want you to realize your higher self is never limited. It is always accumulating wisdom, higher consciousness all the time. And that consciousness has to be infinite in order to free yourself from the old teachings, the old paradigms. I once heard that the word apocalypse means the unveiling, the raising of the veil. So you see things like you're supposed to see them. So here we go. We're going to focus on a golden white light. So what I want you to see is a white light in the way that you will see it, with gold flowing around it on the edge, and the white is in the center. Think of a flame of a candle, just like that. Now I want you to hold that image in your mind. Don't let it escape you, but continue to breathe and focus on a golden white light. And as you do this, I want you to realize that you're telling the milliamps in your auric field to click out, click on. You're telling the all the trillions of cells in your body to communicate this golden white light. This golden white light is embedded in your auric field. And remember, as I said, the auric field is the extension of the organs of the body. The soul is the aura of the higher self. So there's two things going on. The soul is pushing through and finding this information embedded in your subconscious mind, and then you are experiencing again. Now, if you want to, you could freeze this video and you could write. Just replay it back and write what I just said. A golden white light is the infinite light. I want you to know that. So I want you to feel the golden white light like a blanket upon you, like water pouring out of a shower, drenching your clothes in the rain, getting wet from this golden white light. Allow yourself to focus on the center of your being, center of your sternum. Behind there is your physical heart. Physical heart is not up here. You got a lung, got a left lung there and a right lung here. In the middle is your heart. Now, as you do that, I want you to inhale it and feel it drip down on the outside and the inside of your body. And where I want you to feel it is between the base of the skin and the top of the muscle. And right there's a membrane called the fascia. And I want you to place it there. The fascia carries the life force energy, known as your chi, all the way around your body. I want you to play with that thought, that idea in your mind, that the golden white light is embedded now in the fascia. And it's rooted itself there and it's flowing around the body. Every inch of your body, you are experiencing the golden white light. And this is the infinite light. In other words, it's purity and innocence. It is overall feeling of a protective nature upon you, over you, in your life, on your property. Golden white light. And it's eternal. So it keeps throbbing and pulsating along with your heartbeat and your brainwave level. And it's reaching out beyond the pores of your body into the atmosphere through your aura. And I want you to let that be what it is. Don't block the flow. Now, the next infinite light is a blue flame. And this blue flame is the infinite essence of truth, of your higher consciousness, and infinite divine grace. Infinite divine grace is that which blesses you, clears your energy, heals the fractures until they disappear, and is you as a wholesome being, infinite light source, like a beacon light. That is your higher self. And you are the higher self. And I want you to feel that blue flame weaving itself inside and through the golden white light so that they're dancing together. Flames that are flickering, kissing each other, embracing each other. And I want you to feel the presence of the golden white light mixing with the blue eternal flame. And remember, the blue eternal flame is infinite higher consciousness known as eternal truth and divine grace, which is a blessing to you and everyone that comes in touch with you. The divine grace of the blue radiates around your body, shields your body 360 degrees all the way around. But guess what? It keeps going. It hits the horizontal points and the vertical points at the same time. It hits the corners. You feel at peace because the golden white light is dancing with the infinite blue light. of divine grace. And last, flowing up through the fascia. All this is still flowing through the fascia, but flaring up inside of you through your heart are infinite degrees of unconditional love, beauty, and peace, and harmony, known as the pink flame of compassion, the pink flame of eternal grace, the pink flame of unconditional love, beauty, and harmonic peace. So, the golden white flame is being braided by that intimate royal blue flame, like this color, bright and moving flecks with each other. And then up through the center comes this beautiful pink flame that's eternal. And they dance and they move and they intertwine and they're braiding throughout each other. And the eternal flames now open up like a huge beacon light, and you could see yourself as the higher self. So I want you to take a moment now. Golden white flame, infinite, eternal, royal blue flame. And they're dancing back and forth in and out of each other and right through the core essence of the two is a beautiful, soft pink light, a flame that is eternal within itself, perfect and whole and complete, expressing unconditional love, compassion and understanding, beauty and harmonic peace. But I want you to understand that even though we use these three eternal flames, they are different parts of each other. They're truly different segments of each other. They're intertwined so closely that you'll come to a point where you will not be able to tell the difference, but you'll see this luminous light flame at the heart center. And these are the three flames. You will feel a sense of wholeness. You will feel that the fractured parts of yourself are being cleansed, purified, and their vibrations are shifting. And the purpose right now, what we're going to do is take this one step further through the beautiful essence of the golden white light, the royal blue light, and the beautiful pink harmonic light in the center. I want you to envision your home in a state of absolute peace, harmony, and happiness. As you inhale and exhale through the nasal passage, I want you to fill yourself up with the golden white light, the royal blue light, and the beautiful harmonic peace of pink light. And they're dancing through and around each other. And they are definitely within you at the heart chakra, the heart center. And I want you to begin to see everything in your home, be it fur baby, winged ones, and so forth. Beautiful plants and flowers, furniture, the walls, paintings, sculptures, music, emanating these three eternal flames. So much that you feel at peace with your environment. And I want you to envision seeing yourself and your family bathed in these three eternal flames. But most of all, I want you to be able to look out through your residence 360 degrees and decree that there's nothing there but peace, harmony, and happiness. that broken and fractured persons are being made whole and complete right now, that everyone is living their higher self. They're right there. They are the higher self. They're living it right now. And I feel a sense of oneness as I describe this, but I want you to create it for yourself now. Create it so well that all you feel, see, taste, hear, smell, sense, and touch are these three eternal golden flames: golden white light, royal blue, and this glorious pink flame, braided around each other and moving through each other and healing every part of your past where you held on to things, healing your state of gratitude, which becomes your altitude, putting yourself in a position to receive and understand and talk and hear and listen and embrace a pure essence, the golden white light of eternal essence, eternal spirit, embraced by an abundant, prosperous flow of divine grace and moving through the center. Absolute peace, beauty, and harmony with unconditional love. And you understand all this as being one and the same. I want you to take a moment and remember, focus in on the heart center. You know, the pineal gland is there, the pituitary gland is there. All the hearts are converging. And all you are emanating and seeing is a golden white braided light that's eternal. Coming in, around, and braiding through it is the royal blue, cobalt blue, Akhenaten blue, feeling a sense of peace, harmony, and happiness in that space. Feeling greater compassion and understanding in that space within you, absolute silence. And then from the center upward and out is the pink flame, interwoven with the other two flames that are eternal. You feel the sense of greater oneness, harmony and happiness, abundance and prosperity, greater health, perfect health. You are whole and complete, and nothing shall deter your journey of sovereign success for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family members, so that you see nothing but peace in your life, peace in the body as well. And so you see that you have absolute control over your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your words, your deeds. Know that you are truly at one. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing. As we're alive and well in the age of remembrance, look forward to seeing you real soon. Take good care of yourself. Love yourself more. Give more peace, harmony, and happiness. Stay in a great sense of gratitude with yourself. Know that divine grace is birthed in you all the time, and that today, not tomorrow, today, not yesterday, but right at this very moment, you are evolving into an infinite consciousness, an infinite being known as your higher self. Take care, everybody. Peace, love, and infinite grace.